what happens when Clarity passes and Ripple has to lose 80% of the XRP escrow XRP price. So a couple of different things there. I'm still not positive that Clarity is even going to get passed this year. So that's number one. If it does get passed, I think it's going to happen in the next 2 months. And even then, as it's written, Ripple would have 12 months in order to get to that 20% ownership that you're talking about. They currently don't own 100% of the supply. They own a little less than 50% of the supply in the escrow. They would have to give up the wallets that the escrows are going to be delivered to other counterparties. And they could do that from force majeure to the US government. They could give it to the IMF. They could also give it to other banks or intermediaries that have pre-negotiated contracts on those amounts of XRP that they haven't executed yet. There's a lot of ways that they could make those transfers that have maybe already been predetermined for that situation when it plays out. So, all that being said, I don't know if the Clarity Act's even going to happen. We'll see in the next 2 months. But if it does, like I said, Ripple has a full year to get right on the other side of that. Just like Tether has 3 years somehow to get their stuff together for a US dollar denominated stablecoin. And yet, it's obvious that they plan not to do that because they've issued a completely separate stablecoin called UST. This person says, when BIS designations? It's a great question. We have 4 designations coming out for different digital assets here in Q2 of 2026. I've said for a long time that the BIS would designate XRP a tier 1 asset. But a couple things have to be true for that to happen. We need a high and stable price for XRP before we're going to get that designation from the BIS. So, maybe we get that here in Q2 and they designate it a tier 1 asset, but they're also going to be regulating Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum here in the next 3 months. So definitely on pins and needles watching for that. I don't know when exactly that's going to transpire.